Buying a crawler can be a minefield. They're all different. 2-speed, straight axles, nice scale looks. The go-to for many people is the TRX4. This was the kit version I built myself. You got cheap budget ones, you got expensive ones, off-brand stuff that can be really good. Slightly less well-known stuff like MST, or something slightly different with independent front suspension. It's a minefield. Well, it looks like Element are trying to simplify things for you with this Enduro Sendero Sport Edition. It's a no frills 1/10 scale crawler, and because it's their entry-level crawler, it is their cheapest 1/10. If you don't take any sales into account, this is their cheapest. Element stuff always comes with like a little garage inside. If you undo the box and if you reverse the box, you get a little scale garage. Pretty cool. I've got a few of these boxes, I've never done one before. There is another bit you can add, but probably best to cut it with a knife rather than, yeah, I didn't do a good job of that. Anyway, the truck itself, the first thing I noticed when I took it out of the box, that is going to be a bit of an annoyance on the trail, I am sure. I was looking in the pack up to see if you got any foam for that body, but we'll put some on before we go out. Easy to do. So it looks like you get some body mounts, so you can put a body with a cab on it. Obviously this is a pickup, so you've got some high body mount. I think that's a standard size battery tray, because I think it comes with like a shorty one. And then there's some shock spring preloaders in there and another bracket. You also get a cool selection of stickers and 2 different grills there. So 2 different styles. And then, yeah, loads of nice stickers on there. Set of instructions, so if you take it apart, you know how it goes back together. Allen keys. Allen! I can never resist that when I say Allen keys. And then ESC instructions. God. Wow, that's stuck on there. My word. Bit of scratching by the looks of it on there. I like the colour of this. This is nice. This is going to fit in with my team colour as well. Like that. And that. So nice, simple looking crawler. It's got satin black trim, moulded front bumper, moulded rear bumper, and moulded side steps or sliders, and a nice satin black bed. So although I said it's a back to basics, they've done a good job with this body. Even though it's simple, it does look good. Apart from my little scratches, it's going to get scratched anyway. But underneath we've got the Reedy 5-slot 16-turn motor. That's in most of the RTR stuff, if not all. I think it's a 40 amp ESC. It will take up to 3S. This is the new Stealth XF gearbox. The original Stealth X gearbox is really good. I've got it in my LCG comp crawler. This new one takes the motor to the front, so better forward weight distribution. In this model, there's no overdrive, so it's 1-to-1 ratio between the front and rear drive, but you can change it. As you see, you can change it here to 5.7% or 11.83% overdrive. Overdrive basically means the front wheels will turn faster than the rear to whatever percentage you set it at. Better climbing control and turning, I believe. But anyway, that's the new gearbox. There's your shorty battery tray, but you can switch it out for normal size. Front mud guards or fender guards or whatever you want to call them. It's a nice addition to have them. Stops all the crap getting inside. Servo on axle. Pretty basic underneath. These are new axles, I believe, as well. New design, maybe a bit stronger. This is going to be a controversial one for some. Plastic links, so non-adjustable plastic links. Like I said, this is back to basics. Probably not too great for sliding over rocks and stuff, because I can imagine once they get like beaten up a little bit, they're going to hang on the rocks. Telescopic drive shafts. And the other thing that's going to be controversial for some is it has brass bushings or metal bushings rather than bearings. Is that good or bad? I'd prefer to see, well, I definitely prefer to see bearings in the gearbox. I'm not sure if it's got bushings in the gearbox. I'm not going to take it apart. I'll have a quick look somewhere and see if it's got bearings in there. Bushings on your axles and stuff. The argument is that it's less maintenance because your bearings don't get seized up if you're going through mud and water and stuff like that. So there is some advantages. But I'd say bearings is the standard go-to. Sealed bearings aren't all that bad as long as you keep up a bit of maintenance. But like I've said, this is their back to basics, ready to run entry level. So you'd expect some cost cutting somewhere. It's also got different shocks to their usual stuff. Usually have alloy house shocks. They feel actually quite nice. They look, when you first look at them, it's like, what is going on there? But they actually feel nice and smooth. You know, a good bit of flex there. Quite thin tyres. Compound feels quite nice there and soft. I like the little Element emblem there. Quite nice looking wheels as well. Not that you can see them through the wheels really, but a little fake disc and caliper behind there. All in all, a basic looking crawler that will get you out on the rocks, on the trails, and should be, hopefully, pretty capable. And that is what we're going to go and do now. Let's go and give it a run. Oh, one last thing. Nice clear windows. I like clear windows on stuff, especially RTRs. No interior though, which kind of sometimes makes having clear windows a little bit frustrating, because nothing worse than crawling along and yeah, nothing to look at. Anyway, I'll try and sort something out for that. So I think the order of the day is a few rocks first. I'm gonna go find a little bit of water. Then we're gonna go and find some slightly softer terrain that needs a little bit more traction. And finally, if we've got enough battery left, we're gonna go and play in some mud. Did find an interior, and Captain Boomerang is our driver today. He's a little bit small. It's all I had. My slightly bigger drivers were too big. So it'd be nice to see more RTRs with interiors as standard. So relatively good slow control. Not perfect, but it's okay. Need a bit of wheel speed for this bit, I think. Yeah, nice. It's got a drag brake, as you'd expect. Bit of side slope test now. Difficult this bit. A lot of stuff rolls down there. You have to be really careful. There we go, come on. Oh. There we go. A knack to this bit, using that bit of a tree or whatever it is. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Gun it, yeah. So waterproof electronics. With anything though, if you submerge stuff, water gets everywhere. You could end up causing a few issues. Said it a few times, receivers are the worst. Get water in your receiver and cause you signal issues. Generally though, stuff, you can dry it out and it'll work again, but oh my word, that got up there really easy. Not going to be able to get round, but wasn't really thinking, and it just just got up there. Man, I struggled a bit just a minute ago with like a crawler that's got portal axles, 2-speed, all sorts. These little tyres seem alright, you know. Right, it made that look relatively easy, didn't it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on, out. That's a little bit deep, I think, for you. Bit less grip here. Loose stones, loose dirt, bit of mud. Not easy for these things. And this is where you need a bit of wheel speed as well. Wow. It's just driven. Is it going to just go straight up as well? Yep, straight up there as well. Wow. What can I say? So what we need to do on this bit is go wide round here. And then up here. You can tell I've done this a few times, can't you? Let the car pull itself round. This is pretty tricky, this bit, without falling anyway. Because we want to go that way. Turn in first, and then away.
Turn right to go left. Oh.
This is just pretty much driven up everything. I bring loads of stuff down here, and this hasn't sort of stood out as being any less capable. I do think them plastic links though are going to cause maybe issues when they start getting a little bit old and worn. Maybe going to hang up on some stuff. Oh, flex, love it. Ah. I don't often manage that bit. So, like I've said, straight up, no frills crawler, and it can crawl. I was really impressed with how it performed. Didn't really get hung up this time or anything, but like I've said, I can imagine them plastic links may, once they're damaged, yeah, they may hang up on stuff. The rattly body, no interior, minor thing. And something I did when I got back to the workshop, because it's an axle mounted servo, you got space there. You got, I think, one for a chassis mounted servo, and then I think there's one for, you can put a winch on there. But because you've got that space up front with a Velcro strap, you can fit a shorty battery on there, and that changes the weight even more. I was intrigued to see how steep it can climb because it just felt so stable when we were out. Watch this clip. I don't think I've got much in my crawler fleet that can crawl 60 degrees straight out of the box just by moving the battery. That is so good. No overdrive as well on the front. If it had overdrive on the front, it could probably do a little bit better to keep that front end down. Just one final thing, performance good, looks good. You can get molded grille and lights and stuff. Priced a little bit high. In the grand scheme of things for crawlers, it's not priced that high. And like I said at the start, it is their entry level. So compared to the rest of their stuff, I'd say this is a solid crawler.